Imagine you are holding a small, ordinary-looking penny in your hand, but the moment you flip it, something inside you whispers, "What if this isn't ordinary at all?" People around the world search for rare American cents every single day, and sometimes one tiny coin changes someone's entire life. 1945 1 cent can give you one truck or a small house or AI phone. Today, we talk about the United States of America 1 cent, the Abraham Lincoln 1945 S, a coin that looks simple but has a past full of surprises, mysteries, and stories that collectors still chase. And trust me, the coin you think is just a penny might not be just a penny anymore. You see, the 1945 S Lincoln cent was minted in San Francisco, and most of them were struck in huge quantities. The average piece is not extremely rare. But here's the twist that keeps collectors awake at night. Some of these coins were struck with unusual errors, die cracks, misstrikes, off-center strikes, double dies, planchet mistakes. The kind of errors that turn a normal coin into something collectors fight over. That's where the real treasure hides. Not in every 1945 S, but in the right one. And every time someone finds one in an old drawer, there's always that moment of silence before the heartbeat rises. The weight of a 1945 S Lincoln cent is around 3.11 grams, made of weak copper, carrying decades of history. But the question that shakes people is simple. What if the one you have isn't a common piece? What if the one sitting quietly in your collection is the coin that has an error no one noticed before? Collectors say the rarest coins don't announce themselves. They hide behind dust, behind doubt, behind the thought that maybe this is nothing. And that doubt, that confusion, is exactly where opportunity is born. People always ask, can a small penny change your life? And while it's not realistic to say every coin is worth millions, the truth is more thrilling. Some error coins have shocked auctions. Some unknown pieces have shocked eBay buyers. And some casual sellers posted a simple coin on Facebook and walked away with more than they ever expected. The world of coin collecting is unpredictable, filled with surprises, sometimes unbelievable ones, and the 1945 S is no exception. The right error can turn a simple metal disc into a jackpot, but only if you're smart enough to recognize it. Imagine someone watching this video right now, holding a 1945 S penny between their fingers and thinking, should I check it? Should I ignore it? And this is where I say, don't ignore anything. Don't get confused by what others say. People will tell you stories. Some will exaggerate. Some will claim impossible prices. Some will confuse you on purpose. But your opportunity is your opportunity. If you have the coin, examine it, study it, and make sure you don't throw away something valuable just because someone else didn't believe in it. Picture this. You list your coin online, maybe on eBay, maybe in a Facebook marketplace group, maybe in a coin auction. You upload clear photos, describe it carefully, mention the mint mark, talk about any unusual marks or errors, and suddenly messages start coming in. Buyers begin asking questions. People start saying, "How much are you asking?" That's when you realize the power of knowledge. The coin didn't become special overnight. You just discovered what was already hidden inside it. Collectors love the 1945 S because it's from a strong historical period. World War II had just ended. America was changing. Mints were working under pressure, and error coins slipped through more often. Those error pennies today are like whispers from history. Maybe your coin has a die clash. Maybe it has a repunched mint mark S. Maybe the strike is slightly off. Maybe there is doubling on the date or lettering. One tiny irregularity can change everything. And when people hear the words rare error, their minds race. Their imagination wakes up. They start dreaming about what could be possible. That's why this coin keeps people hooked. Not because every coin is a miracle, but because any coin could be. That uncertainty is addictive. That suspense is what makes viewers stay till the last second. They want to know if the coin in their pocket could be the one they've been ignoring all their life. Sometimes a person with no idea about coins picks one up from an old jar, thinking it's nothing, only to find out later they sold it for more than they ever imagined. Sometimes a collector who knows everything still gets surprised by something they have never seen before. And sometimes a viewer, just like you, watching a video like this, decide to check their coin and discovers an error they didn't even know existed. That's the beauty of the chase. When I say don't waste your opportunity, I mean it. You don't need to believe rumors. You don't need to follow stories that promise unrealistic millions. What you need is curiosity, attention, and the courage to take action. List your coin on eBay if you think it has something unique. Try a coin auction if you find an error. Use Facebook groups if you want fast buyers. The world is full of collectors looking for exactly what you might have in your hand right now. And if you think I'm joking, let me tell you honestly, this is not a joke. Every day people find valuable coins hidden in plain sight. Every day someone sells a coin they never thought was special. And if you have a 1945 S, it's not about luck. It's about checking carefully. It's about not letting doubt stop you. It's about not throwing away a chance that might not come again. The coin won't speak, but your actions will. So hold your 1945 S penny. Feel the weight of 3.11 grams in your hand. Look at the mint mark S under the date. Study every detail. And ask yourself, am I going to ignore this? Or am I going to see what others fail to notice? Confusion is your enemy. Curiosity is your power. If you have the coin, use your opportunity. If you find an error, don't hide it, sell it. If you believe there might be value, open the door, because the only coin that changes your life is the one you actually check. The story begins with a single penny, a small, copper-colored coin that most people ignore, step over, or forget inside an old drawer. But what if I told you that one ordinary-looking 1937 Lincoln scent once changed someone's life forever? What if I told you that some rare errors of the same year shook the entire collecting world? And what if the coin sitting quietly in your home right now carries a secret no one has ever noticed? Before you think I'm joking, listen carefully, because once you hear this, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. People always ask why collectors chase old coins like hunters searching for treasure. The truth is hidden in small details, tiny imperfections, and rare minting mistakes that even experts miss. The 1937 Abraham Lincoln cent weighs just 3.11 grams, light enough to hold in your palm, but heavy enough to carry history, mystery, and maybe even destiny. Imagine flipping it under a light and suddenly noticing something odd, a double die, a misstrike, a wrong planchet, something the mint never intended to release. That's when a simple cent stops being a coin and becomes a story. Collectors say that every old coin whispers. Some whisper louder than others. The 1937 penny is one of them. It comes from a time when America was still healing from the Great Depression, when every cent mattered, when people held these coins with hope instead of habit. The idea that one of those cents could now be hiding in your home, waiting for you to recognize it. That's where the excitement truly begins. And who knows, maybe your coin has a tiny error that no one has ever recorded. There was a collector once, no name, no spotlight, who bought a small box of random coins from a flea market. Inside that dusty box was a 1937 penny that looked normal at first, until he took a closer look. A strange doubling on the date, a slight shift in the lettering. Something almost unnatural in the way the rim was shaped. He sent it for grading, just to confirm his suspicion. When the results came back, his hands trembled. The coin was a rare error, one of only a handful ever discovered. And that one tiny cent sold for enough money to rewrite his life completely. That's why I tell people not to underestimate the power of curiosity. You might think your penny is common. You might think millions were minted. And yes, that's true. But the rare ones, the error strikes, the oddities, those are the ghosts that collectors chase. Those are the coins that jump from a few dollars to thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, when the right buyer enters the auction room. And if destiny really loves you, your coin might be the one that surprises everyone. When you hold a 1937 Lincoln cent, it feels ordinary, copper, smooth, familiar, but tilt it under the right light, check the edges, inspect the date, suddenly the coin becomes a puzzle. A moment of adrenaline kicks in. What am I looking at? Is that doubling? Is that a clip planchet? Is that an off-center strike? Your heart beats faster, your mind races, and you catch yourself whispering, "What if?" I'm not here to confuse you or fill your head with empty stories. I'm here to tell you that coins with real, authentic, verified errors can sell on eBay, Facebook groups, live auctions, and even private collector markets. And yes, some rare coins truly do go for shocking prices. But confusion is your enemy. Hesitation is your enemy. If you have a 1937 penny, stop doubting yourself and start examining the coin. Flip it, rotate it, magnify it, compare it, because opportunities don't knock twice. Some people fear getting excited. They say, what if it's nothing special? But why think like that? Why assume your coin is worthless before you even check it? The biggest mistake people make is ignoring their instincts. Maybe the universe put that coin in your hand for a reason. Maybe the story of your life could change with something as small as a cent. And yes, maybe, just maybe, your coin is one of the mysterious errors collectors still hunt for. Imagine discovering something rare. Imagine the moment you realize the coin in your fingers is not ordinary. Imagine the silence before your breath catches. Imagine the thrill of knowing you're holding something others have searched their whole lives for. This is not about greed. This is about the magic of discovery. The kind of magic that turns a quiet moment into a lifetime memory. People will tell you not to believe such things. They'll say it's impossible, unrealistic, exaggerated. But those same people will never experience the joy of finding a hidden treasure. They judge before they search. They doubt before they look. You don't need to be one of them. You can choose to explore, investigate, and question. You can choose to be the one who finds something extraordinary. A 1937 penny with a dramatic error, misstrike, double die, off-center, wrong planchet, could explode in value. Not millions, not fairy tale numbers, but real, serious money that collectors respect. Enough to shock you. Enough to make you stare at the grating result and forget how to breathe. Enough to make you whisper, how is this even possible from just 1 cent? Now imagine listing that rare coin on eBay and watching bids rise like a storm. Imagine collectors messaging you on Facebook, asking for close-ups, trying to outbid each other, offering prices you never expected. Imagine the excitement of knowing you've discovered something that others missed for 80-plus years. That's the kind of discovery that becomes a story you tell for the rest of your life. And the beauty of it? The coin is already in your hand. You don't have to search mountains or seas. You don't need maps or metal detectors. Your treasure may already be with you, quietly waiting, patiently resting, carrying its 3.11 gram weight like a secret. All it needs is your attention. All it needs is your curiosity. All it needs is for you to believe in the possibility. So let me ask you one question. Are you really going to ignore that 1937 penny sitting in your home? Or are you going to hold it up, inspect it, and discover what destiny has been keeping in front of you all this time? Because the coin will not speak until you listen. And treasure, real treasure, only reveals itself to those who dare to look closely. And that's where your story begins, with a single cent, a quiet moment, a spark of curiosity, and the possibility that your next discovery might be the one that changes everything. You're holding a simple copper coin, just 1 cent. It's small, it's old, and maybe has been lying forgotten in a drawer for years. But what if I told you that this coin, this 1953 S. Lincoln wheat cent, isn't just a piece of metal? What if I told you it carries a story, a mystery, a hidden value that most people fail to notice? And the crazy part, you might be one of the very few people who owns one without even realizing it. This coin weighs 3.11 grams, made of copper, tin, and zinc, and minted in San Francisco, almost like a secret signature hidden under the date, the little S. Millions of people have seen it, but only a few have ever stopped long enough to ask, what if mine is special? Today, you're about to find out whether your coin is ordinary or whether it belongs to the handful of rare survivors that collectors hunt like treasure. Imagine someone scrolling eBay casually, and suddenly they freeze. Their eyes widen. They can't believe what they're seeing. Because a simple 1953 S penny, under the right conditions and the right grade, and with the right error, can go from pocket change to a serious collector's prize. Not millions of dollars, but real money that people pay. And if you find a rare error, something the mint never intended, you can walk into an auction house and watch collectors fight over a coin the world ignored. Now, picture this. A man found an old jar of pennies in his grandfather's house. Dusty, heavy, untouched for decades. Inside that jar was a single 1953 S wheat cent, but it wasn't normal. It had a double die strike. One of those rare, beautiful mint errors where the date and letters looked doubled like a ghost shadow frozen in copper. He sent it to grading, thinking nothing much would happen. And then the phone rang. The auction house wanted it. They wanted it badly. That one coin didn't make him a millionaire, but it brought him a payment that felt unreal for something that cost 1 cent to make. That's the reality of rare coins. Not guaranteed fortune, but surprising power. And that's why, right now, while you watch this, ask yourself, why are you confused? Why hesitate? If you already have a 1953 S cent in your collection, or lying somewhere in your house, what are you waiting for? Every collector who ever found a valuable error started exactly where you are, unsure, curious, a little excited. They didn't wait for someone else to tell them what their coin was worth. They checked it. They examined every detail. And sometimes they discovered something extraordinary. This coin has stories. It has scars. It has traveled through hands, pockets, machines, counters, decades of life, yet it survived. And you know what makes the 1953 S special? It's one of the last few wheat cents ever made before America switched to the Lincoln Memorial design. It's a farewell piece from a different era, the final breath before history turned the page. Collectors love that. They chase that. They protect that. But wait, before you jump to conclusions, listen carefully. Every collector knows the real power of this coin lies in its condition and errors. A shiny, bright red, untouched 1953 S, that's where the magic starts. A double die, even better. A clipped planchet, off-center strike, repunched mint mark, lamination error. These are the types of flaws that transform an ordinary penny into something collectors rush toward. And yes, you can sell on eBay. Yes, you can auction it. Yes, you can list it on Facebook groups. But don't fall for nonsense. Don't believe the rumors that every 1953 S penny is worth thousands. That's not how collecting works. The truth is more exciting than lies. The rare ones shine because they are rare. Now, picture this moment. You're holding your coin under a light. You tilt it slowly. The S mint mark glows. The date presses forward. You notice a tiny detail you never saw before. Something different, something odd, and suddenly your heartbeat changes. You think, wait, is mine one of those? That suspense, that spark, that joy of discovery, that is what makes coin collecting addictive. And let's be honest, nobody is stopping you from checking your coin right now. Nobody is stopping you from taking a step that could reward you. You've watched people find treasures. You've seen posts where a simple old coin sold for hundreds, even thousands, because of a grading label. So why not you? Why let doubt stop you? Why scroll past opportunities? If you have this coin, hold it, examine it, and let the excitement build. Don't waste it. Don't ignore it. Use it. Because the truth is, your 1953 S penny might be ordinary, or it might be something better, something rarer, something worth showing collectors who appreciate its story. You won't know until you look closely. And that's the thrill. That's the drama. That's the moment every viewer remembers. And trust me, when you finally examine your coin, when you finally understand what you have, that moment of realization will be worth more than any exaggerated claim. So now, as this video reaches its final seconds, take a breath. Go to your coin jar, your pocket, your drawer, wherever you keep your old cents. Because maybe, just maybe, your 1953 S Lincoln wheat cent isn't just a coin. Maybe it's a piece of history waiting for you to discover its value.